Hello there, Wastelanders. Welcome to another episode of Fallout New Vegas Faction Warriors Tale of Two Wastelands Edition. Now, a bit earlier in the series, we had played as the Brotherhood Outcast. It didn't do too shabby. Now we're going to play as the leader of the Brotherhood Outcasts, one Henry Casdin. We paid this good man many visits during our Caesar's Legion Let's Play of Tale of Two Wastelands, and here he is, trying his luck. Now, the Brotherhood Outcast grunt was an absolute savage going through the Hoover Dam with the power fist. They really just call it the Hoover Dam. Wow. Anyway, here's what Sir Henry has to work with. A lot less, although they both have laser rifles, which is cool. The Ripper, that's gonna be fun. And I don't know why it says knife on death. Maybe he scrubbed his knife with Abraxo cleaner and was scraping the rust off of his armor. But believe it or not, that weapon's going to get a bit of love in this run. It's on his inventory, so we can use it. Now, just in case you're new, just know that we are allowed to use the varmint rifle right here, because we have to clear the first phase of the tutorial in order to get GeorgeKos to spawn inside of the Prospector Saloon. And when we're done with it, we just sell it for the paltry amount of caps we get for it. And like I said, getting some use out of the knife, it really is the perfect weapon for us to clear these praying mantises out with. Alrighty, they're all dead. We're gonna go ahead and pop open that safe, grab that sweet stealth boy for our routing, and then we're going to leave and go pay Mr. GeorgeKos a visit. Oh, and in case you missed the Outcast run, which you should totally watch, by the way, because if you want to see a Brotherhood Outcast just fist his way through Hoover Dam, that's the run for you. Back to the point, however, is that the Brotherhood Outcast armor does not count as faction armor, which is really awesome because we don't have to worry about ever taking it off, except for when we go through Kazoport Pass, but we'll get to that in a sec. And speaking of the perfect weapons, as we go through Scorpion Valley here, in order to get Hidden Valley on our fast travel, we're gonna go ahead and chainsaw our way through these scorpions. I think that Sir Casdin is going to find that the Ripper is a lot better in Fallout New Vegas than it is in Fallout 3. Actually, now that I think about it, we have the knife, the Ripper, and the laser rifle. We really are awesome at taking out lightly armored units. I hope that's not a problem at Hoover Dam because the Kentarians are not lightly armored at all. But we still got a little ways before we gotta worry about Hoover Dam. Gotta go ahead and get Hidden Valley here, fast travel back over to Good Springs, make our way past the cemetery as usual, all that good stuff, in order to prepare for our little hike through Kazoport Pass. And now, just a heads up, in case you're new, or if it's been a while, just know that for this right here, we are allowed to remove our armor because we have to use a stealth boy to get past the Kazadors. Now, don't worry, once we're past Kazoport Pass and well beyond the reach of the Raiders of Bonnie Springs, we're gonna slap our armor back on and continue like nothing ever happened. Except for the fact that we saved a boatload of time. Now, despite the fact that we are under the effects of a stealth boy, just know that the Kazadors have a super high perception. I was actually told that by a fan. Thank you for that, by the way. The Kazadors have 9 perception, so even though we're stealth, they can still have a chance to detect us, and you saw just a moment ago, we actually were in danger. A couple Kazadors did spot us. Despite that, we managed to get away. All good. Let's go talk to Papa Khan and check that off of our Yes Man bucket list. I'm just gonna show you real quick that we slap on our armor. Open up the Pit Boy, go to the apparel, and slap on that sweet black and red Riz, baby. Let's go! Alrighty, obligatory mention of Papa Khan. We're gonna go ahead and make our way north to the ruins of Outer Vegas and have our showdown with Cook Squared. Now, I think we should be okay here. We're not gonna deal too much damage to Cook in lieu of his metal armor. However, we are also heavily armored, and his flamer's not great for dealing with heavily armored units itself. And even better, we have our trusty laser rifle to take out Queenie safely from a distance in order to get Cook to go berserk on his own men. And as we make our way on over to the Fiend Chef, I'm thinking as we get over there, we're crouching and sneaking. It feels kind of pointless. Also, wouldn't crouching in that power armor really hurt? That's gotta be part of their training regimen. And although we have a strong start dealing quite a bit of damage to Cook, well, he gets away from us, and you can see just how weak the laser rifle is against him. Thankfully, we're not taking too much damage from him either, like mentioned before. He's gone, but that did take a little longer than expected. Might have been a better play to go with the Ripper there, not sure. Now, if you're new here, just know that this is an important battle for us to partake in, because the Fiends and Cook all have super valuable loot that we can use to bypass the credit check. We need 2,000 bottle caps to clear it, and this is a great place to stop for it. Cook usually kills the other Fiends, which is great because it helps keep our experience points low as well. Obligatory El Dorado substation mention, and it's time to go raid the Field Shack. Now, get ready for something completely awesome as we loot one of the first lockers. Right there, Stealth Boy. That's a super low percentage, by the way. That's good to have. That might just change the entire dynamic of the final part of this run. There's nothing else besides the Able and Kit BB gun that's of much interest to us here, but then again, every little bit does help. But what really helps is getting our caps off of GeorgeKos. And, you want to see something hilarious? Check out this GeorgeKos kill. Like, GeorgeKos is well out of our reach, and we somehow kill him with the Ripper and Vats. What would we call that in D&D? A reach weapon Vorpal crit? And the real icing on the cake is that level up. See? GeorgeKos is worth killing for more than his 427 bottle caps. You know, a little over 1/5 of what we need to get into the strip. Next up, gotta make that little run through the artillery strike, and we do okay. We do suffer a crippled limb, but no big deal. Doesn't slow us down very much. And speaking of Pearl, you know the drill by now. We're gonna go ahead and rob this senior citizen of her protective combat armor, as well as try to pillage the rest of her house. While this is going on, just one more thing if you are new. Just know that we're not playing in character at all for any of the units we run in Faction Warriors. Although I 100% see Casdin, the Outcast, and the West Coast Brotherhood really kicking down the door if they even suspect that there is energy weapons stored away somewhere. Well, luckily for Granny, there's none here. Boomers like explosives, not energy weapons. That's that good stuff, yo. Speaking of the good stuff, actually buying off our boy Dixon here, and, well, what's coming up is such an epic fail on my behalf that it's pretty funny. I can only describe it as Ripper overconfidence. And Dixon backpedals like he's some noob hunter from the early WoW days, and that turns out great for him even though we killed him when we shouldn't have. Gotta love Ripper Vats, man. And as far as the Freeside thugs are concerned, I try with the Ripper and don't do too great with it, so gonna go and switch up to the laser rifle and take these guys out. The first one goes down real fast, the other one tries to get away, and then he comes back at us. I guess he can't make up his mind, whatever. I'd say we pop a cap in him, but I don't think that's how energy weapons work. What would you call the energy weapons version of popping a cap in someone's behind? Let me know in the comments. And as usual, Old Ben's altruism results in him getting killed, and we somehow get a Magnum revolver off of him while we disintegrate the rest of his body. Neat. Obligatory mention of our homeboy Multima, and it's on over to the tops to take care of Benny. And gotta say, considering who Benny's up against, I don't like his odds. Really wasn't worth losing his head over. And much like Mortimer's list of guests is increasing, so too are the weapons that have been pointed in the face of Wolpez and Kulta, and he just gives us the mark of Kaisar anyway. What's wrong with this guy, man? He's supposed to be like the Legion's most notorious spy. He sees a dude in jacked power armor with a laser rifle, and his first instinct is to stuff a medallion in our face. Well, after turning Mr. Frumentari into a bunch of pixie dust, it's time to go to the Omertas, do our check in there, get the speech check for that sweet bit of experience points, and then it's time to go storm Mr. House's humble little abode. You know, the context of this part of the run here makes Mr. House's decision to just wipe out the Brotherhood make total sense, because, well, just so happens we're playing as a Brotherhood unit, and our first instinct is to kick down the door, chop Mr. House into chunky salsa, take over his Securitrons, and go wrap up the rest of our bizzo here. I sure am glad Ranger Dobson does not recognize T-45 power armor, the straight-up symbol of the Brotherhood of Steel. Must be the black and red paint that threw him off. Well, let's see how the NCR station at El Dorado do. I gotta do a better job than Ranger Dobson. Now, the funny thing is, we actually go inside, and the NCR troopers, again, attempt to do their job, so they are better than the Dob man at this. Promote these guys, man. Demote Ranger Dobson. These guys are way better than he is. And voila! Back at the Lucky 38, we're giving Yes Man a nice little thumbs up, and getting ready to take on Hoover Dam. I suspect this won't be too bad, though I am a bit concerned about our damage output against the Kenturians. And hey, fun fact, Protector Casdin loves LARPing as a meat grinder. Here's proof of it. And as we get ready to take on the first of many Kenturians here, it's as I suspect our laser rifle, not doing too much damage. Critical strikes will do great damage, but as far as our basic attacks go, probably better to go with the Ripper. The problem there within lies that I suck with the Ripper. Like, the Ripper's VATS attack is really good, but it does waste a lot of time. Don't worry, I'll eventually get the Kenturian. There we go. Okay, yep, nice. Or not. Okay, there we go. Okay, no fake out that time. Well, that took forever. Well, that Vatch laser rifle sure made up for it. Would have been nice to take him out, but whatever. And next up on our kill list are a pair of Kenturians and a Prime Legionary, a lightly armored unit that we're going to be able to do much better against. And strong shot here, the first of our couple shots are like a pea shooter, and then lo and behold, critical strike on Kenturian. Pixie dust time, baby. Prime Legionary's next, and oh yeah, way more damage there. With one more Legionary to take out, have a bit of a shootout here, and although we are successful in taking him down, we're running pretty low on our ammo here. Well, it's a good thing we're not going to need that ammo, at least for a little while. You know exactly where we're going. I was considering envenoming the Ripper because it'd be hilarious, but then I remember we have the knife. So yeah, using bleak venom, this is going to be fun. Ah man, between the venom and all the rust that's collected from scraping off his armor with a Braxo clear, you know that can't be good for the NCR heavy troopers here. And now for the 99.9% of you who have no idea what the heck I'm referencing, well, you should go check out one of my episodes of the Caesar's Legion Let's Play where I'm in Fallout 3. It's a bit of a running joke because Protector Casdin doesn't load properly, so I turned it into a fun little gag. And speaking of fun, we have the Ripper, so I'm not gonna just cut over to the self-destruct switch this time. We're gonna chop our way through to it. Because, I mean, when's the next time we're gonna be able to use a Ripper in one of these runs? Probably quite a while away. And yeah, a few seconds ago, I called it the self-destruct button. It's a power plant control box, but it basically is the self-destruct. You destroy the generators, and it's goodnight, Irene. And you know what's funny? It actually would have been faster if I used our extra stealth boy to just bypass everything in the lower levels, but I was like, you know what? I can't not kill the heavy troopers in one of these runs. And then I was like, wait, I have the Ripper and stealth boy. I could have just stuck attack crit both of them. Or at least one of them. Whatever. At the end of the day, these runs aren't meant to be scientific or anything. They're just in good fun, and I certainly don't claim to be good at this game. I just make videos of stuff I like. But back to the run here. Another successful stealth boy run. Gonna make our way up this hill here. Once we get there, do the usual. Use Meeting People magazine to boost our speech to 100, drop a save, all that good stuff. And I gotta say, that save time before going to the east part of Hoover Dam isn't too bad considering that we're playing as a heavily armored unit and our movement speed was super slow this entire time, except for Cazador Pass and the little, we'll call it the Leggett Camp Pass. And of course, because of our Meeting People magazine, we talked down Oliver. Still hasn't straightened out his damn hat yet. And I know I just said this, but really, for playing as a power armor unit, we were pretty fast, all things considered. And without further ado, let's go ahead and check that time. Yeah, just under 67 minutes, not too shabby. Casdin was faster than the Tunnel Snake, I gotta say, I did not see that coming. Next up is Roy Phillips of Tenpenny Tower. That ought to be a lot of fun. I figured we played as a Chinese remnant, which is a ghoul. So let's go ahead and get the ghoul that can become the leader of Tenpenny Tower. See you guys at the next run. Later.